Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Friday night at the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. How's everybody tonight?
Good.
Doing well. Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad for a rainy day.
I know that's right. Well, I'm brightening it up. I got my shot of tequila and my golden apple crisp strong, bro.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but okay.
Oh, all right. How you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Faring well, faring well.
Thank you, roll away, go away. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you.
Yeah, run away.
What you sipping on, Papa? Ooh, Lord.
It's called nursery rhyme juice.
I bet it is. And it's probably in a brown bottle, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, shall we get this party started?
Why not? We started with our cocktails and our rhyme juice or whatever Papa said, and so let's get it on.
Yeah, what you call it, Poppa DD? Nursery rhyme what?
Nursery rhyme juice.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Humpty Dumpty.
Okay.
Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, okay. Humpty Dumpty.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what you got for us tonight, Kel?
Our hot topics tonight. The CBP refuses to publicly reveal how many migrants are sick with contagious diseases. Also, trade war escalates with China. And Putin orders symmetrical response to U.S. missile tests. Also, our hit it and quit it headlines. Ex-Houston police officer charged with murder after deadly drug raid. Also, international gang charged in a widespread romance scam. And Walmart and other retailers face lawsuits from gun sales. What's popping with Poppa DD? Our weird news also. Truth about the electric slide finally revealed. Also, Colorado bear smashes through wall like Kool-Aid Man. And vomiting vultures invade Florida vacation home. Okay, that's too much for me. I'm just saying with Redwine, did you really forget? Also, living for the city with Poppa DD. My Hollywood wrap-up, I got quite a bit for you tonight. Our cocktail of the week is called Dressed Michelada. Also, our kisser list and the last word. So sit back, relax, get your favorite cocktail, and we'll be back with the hot topics.
Hi, this is Poppa DD. If you haven't heard of the Pajama Party, you're missing out. We got hot topics, hidden quitter headlines, what's poppin' with me, weird news, I'm just saying with Redwine, living for the city again with me, the Hollywood wrap-up with Ketel, the cocktail of the week, the world's famous kiss it list, and of course the last word. We serve it up each week on the Pajama Party Show, and nobody does it like us. You can call us each week live on Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at 914-803-4306 or listen at www.apajamaparty.com and also follow us on Twitter at apajamaparty.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. ¿Cómo te alegro?
No.
Darling.
All right.
All right, hot topic time.
Okay. All right, let's get right to it. That's all right, I guess I'm up first. It's CBP, which is the Custom Border Protection, refuses to publicly reveal how many migrants are sick with contagious diseases. So despite the outbreak of flu, tuberculosis, and chickenpox, that's a lot, the CBP refused to tell the public how many migrants in detention facilities have contagious diseases. Doctors have long been concerned that these congested settings are breeding grounds for serious illnesses. That's true. The Dr. Schaffner says they create facilities that encourage the spread of infectious agents, which makes sense. The CBP senior health official told CNN his agency keeps track of infectious diseases among the hundreds of thousands. Listen to what I'm saying. Hundreds of thousands of migrants who pass through the CBP detention facilities, but he declined to release that data. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, is that crazy or what?
That's totally crazy.
It just doesn't make any sense. So the last half of this article says, earlier this month, Winnicott, Spiegel, and 3 other physicians sent a letter to members of Congress expressing concerns about infectious diseases at these detention centers. They detailed the deaths of 3 children in the U.S. custody who died after contracting the flu. The doctors urged that migrant children be vaccinated against the virus. The agency doesn't vaccinate migrants due to the short-term nature of the CBP holding and the complexities of operating vaccination programs. I mean, that just sounds like a bunch of red tape to me, a bunch of mumbo-jumbo.
It does.
So my thing is, if you come into the facility and you haven't been vaccinated, just vaccinate them. But I did hear earlier, I think this week, that Donald Trump was saying that he was going to stop that, stop them from vaccinating, the migrants when they come into the facility. So I'm like, are you serious? So,
and that doesn't make any sense. How else are you going to protect people? And then wherever you send them, you're potentially spreading all these contagious diseases when you could just vaccinate and be done with it.
Right. But see, your president does not like that. He doesn't want, unfortunately, those people to be here, so that he's going to make it difficult for them to be here. And that's the sad part about it. But to me, Congress should step up and say, this is inhumane, to a degree. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, what's your take on it, Papa? I mean, you're kind of quiet over there. What's your take on it?
I'm just taking it all in. It's just so hard to believe different things that are going on today. They're just doing the exact opposite of everything that's right. Anything that has to do with legitimacy or to keep things at bay, they're just letting it go. Do you think that you're not giving people, immunizing people? Do you think that's gonna, they think the wildest stuff. They think like, oh, they don't do it. That's why you have different people, suburban people down in the hood buying drugs. It's always, what you don't think is going to be is what it is. And that's how the drugs get up to the suburbs, by people coming down here and getting it. So in the same way, where if you don't immunize these people, you're gonna take over. That's gonna affect American people in the slightest way. We make contact very casual today. You ain't got to really rub elbows so strong in order for people to attract something from you. Stuff nowadays is left on a doorknob.
And you would think that they know better than this.
Yeah, but they just think, well, no, don't immunize them. Let them stay sick, and we can. They don't realize we hobnob. It's just what it is. Hobnobbing is hobnobbing.
But for the little bit of money that it would cost to pay for vaccinations, They would rather spend millions and billions of dollars to keep people caged up. That's the same as the prison system. For what it costs to give people jobs, we spend, 4 or 5 times the amount of money per person to keep them locked up.
Right.
It's ridiculous. It's totally counterproductive and it's inhumane, like you said. I don't understand it.
Yeah. But see, my thing to a certain point, you see the inhumane part as far as, you wouldn't want a dog in there and where they keep those people at and the way that they're being treated. So my thing is, this should be a law or something saying, okay, if the president can't make a conscious decision on someone's welfare, a group of people, their welfare, then I believe Congress needs to step in. Because it's just like we're just sitting back. Yeah, we're just sitting back and not doing anything. It's just so wrong,
I agree.
What are we gonna do? Not to go down there and start protesting with these signs and stuff. What what else can we do?
I don't know. I just feel like I agree with you. Congress needs to do something, but I guess if Congress doesn't have the last word, they can vote and come up with stuff all they want. But if the White House is going to put the brakes on something that they don't want, then it's kind of like, what's the point?
Right, but see, my point is, even if Congress does make some noise, that's the key thing. They're making noise. So it's like either the president is going to act on it or he's just going to shut down or he's going to make some changes. Maybe. I don't know. But at least they're making some noise and like, this is inhumane. Just like, I forgot what his position is, but Elijah Cummings. He was pissed off at the guy that was head of, I forgot what his position was, but he was just like, these people, they just in cages and you guys aren't doing anything. They're sleeping on these aluminum things and they're defecating on these things and you are allowing them to sleep on it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, that was at that congressional hearing.
Right. So.
Yeah, but the problem is, what changed? Elijah tore a new one in that guy and nothing changed.
Yeah. That's the sad
part. People get mad,
and
then life goes on. And then people protest, and life goes on. And that's the problem.
I know. It is. Yep. Right. Well, that's my story. It just bothers me. That's all.
Well, if we learn how to protest like the folks in China, maybe something would change.
Yeah,
because that protest is like hardcore protest. They made a human chain. They made a human chain across like one of the major highways, shut down traffic. They've been protesting now, I don't even know how many days, because they're saying they're tired of it. They want a better way of the government being run, and they're just tired of that one-man regime going on the way it is.
Yeah, homeboy going to be ousted out, or he's just going to leave on his own. He's going to do something. Yeah.
Something. Because you see how they had shut down the airport, and they finally relented and let the airport, operate the way, normal business. But it was so bad, you couldn't even fly in and out of there.
Wow, let's say it. All right.
But it just goes to show you how serious they are about the cause. This wasn't a 3-4 day or a week or two, and then everybody take your sign and go home.
Right.
They have tens of thousands of people out in the streets every day protesting and babbling this thing.
Well, that's good.
Anyway, speaking of China, let's talk about the trade war. This is another situation that's out of control. Today, China has announced a tariff hike on $75 billion worth of U.S. products to retaliate against 45, a.k.a. Dodo, his latest planned tariff increase, which is, of course, deepening the conflict over trade and technology, and it's overall weakening the economy. Now, Trump's people keep saying, oh, the economy's strong, we're good, everything is good, we're not headed for a recession or any of that kind of stuff. But the numbers say differently. The stock market has been tripping, like teetering back and forth. Today it dropped another dramatic drop. I don't know what the number was, but I know it dropped ridiculously low because of all of this stuff. Now, this announcement today came as the leaders of I guess it's the G7. They call it the G7. It's the major economies getting ready to meet in France this weekend. So tariffs of 10% and 5% are about to take effect on 2 batches of goods starting September 1st and on December 15th, just in time for the holiday buying season. But China's government is not giving any details on what goods they're going to put the tariffs on yet. I don't know if they're just laying back waiting to see what Trump's going to do. But, they're saying, okay, you want to play tit for tat? We will match you every step of the way. So now you got exporters on both sides in China and in the U.S. all cautious about what are we going to do. If everything starts falling apart and the cost of doing business starts to go down, what do you think is going to happen to the jobs? Because, see, the White House keeps on talking about, the jobs numbers are looking good, hundreds of thousands of jobs were created this month, blah, blah, blah. Well, if the market falls apart, the economy starts going down, what's going to happen to all those numbers? So China's trying to get Trump to, I guess meet him halfway, come up with some kind of a negotiated middle point or something. But right now, the White House isn't budging. I guess he thinks, he's going to, bully them into doing what he thinks ought to be done. I don't know. All I see is it's a mess. And right now, BMW, Tesla, Ford, and Mercedes-Benz are likely to be the hardest hit by these Chinese auto tariffs. Because according to the numbers, in 2018, BMW exported about 87,000 luxury SUVs to China from out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. And they export more vehicles to China than any other U.S. auto plant. So between Ford, BMW, and Mercedes, they exported about 164,000 vehicles to China. Now, what's going to happen to those numbers? That's a lot of vehicles. And we're talking high-end vehicles. These aren't vehicles folks just, buying every day by the thousands. So when those numbers drop off, that means those plants, those factories and stuff, they're going to start dropping production, and that means jobs get cut. Because you can't sit around and pay people if there's no work to do. And if there's no money coming in, you can't keep the payroll going. So, he already put a 25% tariff on Chinese products, and that's supposed to be like $110 billion of American goods that are being penalized. The whole thing makes my head hurt. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an economist, but I do know how to add. And I don't care what you do, 1 and 1 is going to be 2. It's not too many ways you can re-add 1 and 1. If you take away 1 from 1, what you get? 0. You don't need a college degree or an economic degree to figure that out. So that's all I'm saying on that. I just think we're headed for a real big, ugly mess. What you say, Papa?
Well, it's all going to come full circle. Everything is, in this too will come to pass. Everybody is just, it's just a fake me out move all over everything. Even what you were saying about BMWs and all that in Spartanburg County. I've seen neighborhoods where they have BMW dealerships. See, they import a lot of people in from Germany to work at these places. And then you got all these German people, engineers and all, living in these neighborhoods and all these, what do you call them, cookie cutter type houses. They line these the suburbs, and they're all engineers that came over from Germany now to live in South Carolina. So when you say jobs, it's not really affecting the real people. on the front end. These people they have per diem and all kind of things that they take advantage of having these dealerships. Having these luxury plants come with a lot of luxury perks and benefits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like
but a lot of these auto plants
I'm just talking about the
unionized.
example you made. I'm
saying a lot of these auto plants, are unionized, and those are American workers.
That's right. But let's talk about lower scaled vehicle, BMWs and all them jokers. They, it's going to take a lot to hit them because if you was a car salesman, you can either sell 100 Hyundais or 10 BMWs a year. That's the difference when you are selling cars. If you sell a low-end car, you got to sell 100 to survive. If you selling Beamers and things like that, you only got to sell 25 or 50. So, but I mean that's just small talk. But what I want to talk about here on this story here is another Shanghai situation. You got Putin ordered different responses to the U.S. missile tests, and this stuff here is just small crap bullshit because. You got Putin and Trump in bed with each other. They've been jockeying women and pussy for so long, being the fact that Trump, excuse my language, but did I say that? Well, I don't give a shit. Anyway, Trump has been running the Miss America pageant for years, so he's been jockeying women for years, and Putin has been jockeying Russian brides for years. So all these guys, and then you have the other guy, Epstein, who was jockeying women for years. He liked the young girls, but he had access to all kinds of women. This is why you had, and I'm going to get back to the story I talked about original, but just to talk about how deep this stuff is, when you hear stories like the one I was going to read about they competing on missile crisis and who shot what missile where and how far the missile went. And it's all crap because Putin and Trump, when he was a civilian, I mean, why we ever made that man president, I don't know, because he was a bullshit civilian. So how this man became a president now, with all his ego and all his Atlantic City antics, and a lot of people getting to know Trump for the first time. You know what I mean? But if you live on the Northeast here, Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York, you've been knowing Trump for years. So he amazed all the people over in these little Montana and all this, Wisconsin and all, because he started talking all that white talk that they love. They're pro-white, so they were loving it. But anyway, just to make a long story short, this whole missile thing with Russia and them, they're trying to retaliate now because America shot some missiles, and now they're going to shoot some missiles, and everybody's trying to compete about who shot the missile the furthest and who's complaining and where it's being shot at. Now, these are the same guys that was jockeying Coochie no more than 10, 15 years ago when they were all young dick slingers, Now all of a sudden they got old and conservative. Now they're worried about missile strikes when they know they're friends. This is why Trump hypes up Putin. He's hyping up the North Korean guy. I mean, it's full circle. You really got to open the ears and listen to see what's going on because these guys they've been hustlers for a long time. So all this stuff that when you put a military overtone on it, that means nothing. First of all, nobody wants to kiss their ass goodbye. You know what I mean? I'm saying that by saying whoever has a nuclear weapon, nobody's going to push that damn button. Believe me. If one person pushed that button on a nuclear weapon, if China or all the big wigs if China pushes it on United States and the United States pushes it on Russia, we're all kissing our ass goodbye. And they know it. So all that nuclear talk is just talk. Ain't nobody pushing no buttons on no nuclear weapons. Because in the world as we know it, they saw how World War II ended. Nobody wants that mushroom on top of their head. So all this stuff is crap. It really is. You have to, like my man Joe Madison says, you definitely got to listen with the third ear and see with the third eye. So anyway, we're going to put
but it does concern me that now we're getting back into this missile war, because that had calmed down. But then, once again, tit for tat. It's like, you fire one, I'm a fire one. I don't care what we agreed to.
That's just propaganda to speak and distract people. When they hustle. They know him to do their hustle. You always got to throw a distractor out there. How long has Japanese people in the 70s and early 80s kept doing things to keep blacks and whites at edge with one another while they were sneaking Datsuns and all kind of shit in America while they would say something stupid to a black person, have them battle against white people, where they're jockeying all kind of their little cars, their Hondas, and all that shit in America, while the blacks and whites is on the left-hand side fighting.
Yeah, I get that.
It's a distractor. Everything's a distractor.
But I'm just saying, sometimes it could be that, but the problem comes when stuff doesn't go as planned. You know, you do something, you say it's just a test, and then the test goes awry. If the target was supposed to be at point A, but the thing went off course, and then it landed someplace that was a populated area where it wasn't supposed to go, but it just didn't work out. Oh, whoops, our bad. You know, that's where you start running into problems. That's why they need to cut this crap out. I don't care if it is a smoke screen. I don't even want them to be, don't do that. Leave that stuff alone.
Well, they gotta spend the money in order to keep the money coming in. You got to waste the product in order to be able to spend money to buy more product. They can't let these bombs stack up. They got to test them. They got to shoot them. And when the budget come along, they spend more money and do whatever. You can't just let the bombs sit in the corner and add up. If you got 20,000 bombs, you got to shoot off 10,000 of them. So now when the budget
if they just want to have a pissing match, then go do that. Measure the distance and get it over with. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's not that simple. Really.
Well, it should be. Make it simple.
It's not going to be.
Why you got to risk everybody because y'all having a pissing war with each other?
Yeah.
Anyway, what you say, Ketel?
Yeah,
Ketel.
I say keep the pissing war.
Yeah.
They do what they do. It's unfortunate. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sick of the bull crap.
Anyway.
I demand they cease this foolishness.
Go out there and protest then. Go out there like the China people doing. Protest,
all right, meet me out front of the White House. We're going to protest.
All right, I'll meet you there.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with our Hit It and Quit It headlines. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
I'm here.
Ketel. And Redwine.
Yeah.
Ketel's out of the studio. As you hear echo on her voice, she's out there collecting some bull semen.
Oh, boy.
And good for your hair, good for your face, good for your...
And good for your follicles.
Good for your follicles, yeah, bull semen. And Redwine's here in the studio with me.
Yeah, I got to terrorize Poppa DD. All
and
right.
we'll come right back after this break.
This is the Pajama Party on Blog Talk Radio. The Pajama Party is produced by DC Homegrown Entertainment at www.dchomegrown.com. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the Pajama Party crew and you. So pick up the phone and dial 914-803-4306. That's 914-803-4306. And tell us what's on your mind. There's a big fluffy pillow reserved just for you at the Pajama Party, so call us now. And remember, it's PJs only, no clothes allowed. Pass it on. Log on to www.apajamaparty.com and click the Listen Live banner or call 914-803-4306. Now let's get back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party. Is it tea time, darling?
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. I'm your host, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darlings.
All right, Redwine, you're up. What you got going on?
Hit it and quit it. Let's talk about this ex-Houston cop. Did y'all hear about this one? This dude got himself in all kind of trouble, got caught up in lies, and now he's busted. Typical. So what had happened was, former Houston police officer was hit with murder charges after allegedly lying to justify warrants for a drug raid that happened in January that killed 2 people and wounded 5 officers. Now, this guy, Gerald Goins, was a former narcotics officer. Allegedly, they keep using the word allegedly fabricated information in order to obtain search warrants on the belief that suspects in the home were dealing black tar heroin. The raid resulted in a shootout that killed the house's 2 occupants, Dennis Tuttle, who was 59, and Rogana Nicholas, who was 58. Goins was charged with 2 counts of murder, and his former partner, Stephen Bryant, was charged with tampering with a government record. So under Texas law, if there's a commission of a felony and tampering, etc., and somebody ends up dead, they call it a felony murder. So both of the ex-officers surrendered today, on Friday. So the police documents say that the warring for the house was justified by claims that an informant, a confidential informant, bought the heroin there and saw the weapons. But when investigators were trying to find that informant by the names that Goins and his ex-partner gave, they couldn't find the person. So then when they finally tracked down the informant whose name was given, the informant said, we weren't on that case, and I never bought anything at that address. I ain't buying any drugs there. So then Goins, the officer who was in trouble and charged with murder, was wounded at the raid, later admitted that there was no confidential informant and that he was the one that purchased the drugs. So it's like, wait a minute. So you went somewhere and purchased some drugs, then claimed that an informant told you that there were drugs in this particular house, so you got a warrant based on fake information, went in there, shot up the house, killed 2 people in the house. Brother, what were you thinking? I don't know if he had a vendetta against these people in this house or what. I don't know what that was about. But anyway, Goins later, when they indicated that the search warrant that had identified heroin was bought inside the house, that's what he said. But then his partner later confessed, allegedly, that he had gotten the heroin out of Goins' car. So Goins bought the heroin, had it in his car. His partner got it out of the car. Both of them were in cahoots in the situation. And the 2 people who were in the house ended up dead. This is a crazy situation. So now he's in trouble. Yeah, he's charged with a felony murder. And the other officer, his partner, they just got him on tampering with government documents. I just don't understand what that was all about.
Yeah, they sound like a big power buff. These guys, they were going after different things, and they were just going at random, and things just got violently out of hand, and innocent people got killed. And it was a mess. And this guy got a fake warrant. I've heard about that story myself. But this is all about power. Once you become a cop and you carry that gun, and once you have access, and then too, this gentleman here as a black man, which he was, you really, once as long as you're carrying that black skin, you got to understand you don't have the same lucrativeness as your white counterparts. You just have to keep that in the back of your mind. So he's trying to be all fancy with different things, and everything just went awry, and they're throwing his ass under the bus.
Oh yeah.
And everybody else is backing off when this raid just went completely south.
Yeah.
It just went south.
And he had
always just.
He had permission to conduct what they call a no-knock raid.
Yeah.
Based on the stuff that he said, the informant had told him and all of this. So now the Houston police chief is vowing to end the practice of no-knock search warrants.
Now that the chief's ass is not in the sling, he's going to, sacrifice everything around him.
Yeah.
Being the fact he's just as crooked as anybody else, but now something's come up now that's like Trump. Whenever there's a distraction in place, that's the best way to rob a bank is to blow up the fucking store next door.
Yeah, that's true.
So. And
now as a result of this, they're going to go back and investigate over 1,400 criminal cases that Goins was involved in, I guess to make sure that there was no funny business in that. And they said that he had a decades-long career, so that's at least 20 years. How could you sacrifice all that time and possibly your pension doing something stupid like that?
And you sure that the information that he got wasn't bogus? You know what I'm saying?
He admitted. But he admitted that he bought the drugs. It wasn't about getting bad advice from an informant. He admitted that he's the one that bought the drugs. He admitted that there was no informant. He made the whole thing up.
Wow. So he was trying to cover his own ass.
I guess he was trying to, I don't know, maybe make a name for himself.
No, I wonder if he act alone.
Well, his partner was with him, and both of them are in trouble, but he's the one going down with the murder felony.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's all, this. Anyway, here's another story that, these things come out like they're stories, but this stuff goes on every day. This was an international gang that was charged in a widespread romance scandal. This stuff here involved the U.S. prosecutors, they charged 80 people in connection in an international romance scam, saying that a group consisting mostly of Nigerians defrauded business people and elderly women and all kinds of stuff. It was just this is just a group of people that was just in the scams. I mean, just scamming people for romance and all kinds of stuff. They were just getting people on money laundering and just all kinds of things. And this is basically based out of Nigeria, which is where everything runs out of. I saw a documentary the other day on the whole process of cocaine and how they put together kilos and how this is as an example to this here, how the price of a kilo of cocaine rises as it gets further and further away from the boat. When you're in Peru and you're making it, and then the way you transfer it, like once the people get together in their little huts and everything, and then you talk about a chemical aspect involved, and they do these like in little huts back in the woods somewhere, of Peru, where they have to refine it and water it down and then abstract the water out of it in order for it to dissolve in the water. And I mean, you have to see it. It all starts with the plant, with the plant over in Peru, and they ship this stuff to Nigeria and they over to Amsterdam and process it here. And as it goes further and further away from Peru, that same kilo gets more and more expensive. Leaves out of Peru at $2,000 a pop, and then they go. But by the time that kilo arrives in America, it's almost like $40,000. And it's just amazing how that whole process of cocaine between the dealers and their little chemist labs and you got.
Yeah, I'm sure it's quite a process.
And this goes right in connection with all this other stuff. Because a lot of stuff with the cocaine and everything was furnishes and finances all these other businesses, all these other scam raids, and they're sending coke over in all kind of handbags and everything else they can fit it in, coffee pots and coffee beans and everything else. So I mean, there's an undercut war going on that's so unbelievable.
But those scammers, boy, they were doing some. I mean, what's that process they call catfishing? When you talk to somebody online, you show them a picture, and you got this whole online relationship going on, and they got elderly people who are lonely, who get into these internet romances with who they think they're talking to, and then they hit them up for the money. They tell them like, oh, I'm an officer in the Army in the U.S. and all of this, and, we don't have anything over here. If I could just get a hold of this or that amount of money. And these lonely older people, not always older, but send them money. I saw on the news, they said this one lady had given this man at least $200,000? $20,000? I know it was a lot of money. She had given this man all this money only to find out he wasn't a real person. You've been talking to one of these Nigerian scammers for, 2 years or so?
Yeah.
But they're so good at what they do. They don't rush you. It's like when you go fishing. You don't just snatch the line up as soon as you feel a nibble. You got to work it, and then when you feel like that fish is on there real good, then you slowly reel it in, and then when you know you got them, that's when you snatch it up. And that's what they've been doing. So now all these people are out of a couple of billion. When you add it up, it's billions of dollars. And they're never going to get that money back. It's rough.
Well, stay away from the scammers then. I mean, when people call me and ask me, can you contribute? I'm like, can't help you today. Sorry. No, thank you. Because I don't know if you're legit or not. I just don't know. So I don't take that chance. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
So, you just have to make that decision if you're going to go ahead with it or you're not. But I just don't understand how people can be so gullible sending somebody $20,000.
I don't know.
I
think when these people work you long enough and they feel like they've got your confidence and that they think that, we're in a relationship so you can trust me. I wouldn't tell you anything that wasn't true. They don't just talk to you 2 or 3 times and then hit you up for money.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They keep these people in online relationships for sometimes up to 2-3 years before they even ask for any money.
Yeah.
Oh,
and sometimes they're so good at it, they'll just tell you, here's my situation. And the people will voluntarily say, well, do you need some money? Is there anything I can do? And they'll be, just keep you baited along. No, I wouldn't want you to do that. I'll work it out. No, tell me what. Give me your information. I'll send you something.
Well, just be aware. That's all I can tell.
Yeah.
Just be aware of those con artists. I mean, if you think you feel as if you're going to be gullible, guess what? Just hang up the phone. You ain't got to talk to nobody. Just hang up the phone.
But stay off the internet.
Yeah. Well, if anybody got any questions or comments what we're talking about, hit us up tonight. 914-803-4306 and press 1 to get in the queue. All right, well, I got this last article. Walmart and other retailers face a new front on gun sales on lawsuit. Check this out. Lawyers and other experts say retailers face growing legal exposure for gun violence. After a 2014 mass shooting at the Jewish Community Center in Kansas, the retailer reached settlements with 2 families who lost loved ones. Also, Walmart workers are putting heat on the company to stop selling firearms, with so many employees saying they feel vulnerable. I mean, think about it. These Walmart stores, Daytona, Ohio, and El Paso, Texas, they were in Walmart stores. So I guess the employees, they feel as if, okay, we got to say something or do something. So, but check this out. In 2005, Congress passed a bill that protected gun manufacturers and sellers from being held liable for injuries, deaths inflicted by their products. Yet there are exceptions in cases, where the sale violators go state or federal law. So I guess the states have laws state to state, But in some places they were able to carry guns, like in Kentucky and places like that. You can carry your own gun. It can be visible. Because they were saying Walmart isn't the only retailer facing legal pressure over guns. Kroger, the country's largest grocery chain, was sued earlier this month for allowing patrons to carry firearms in the grocery store. Come on now.
Yeah, I remember
that.
That's
been going on for a while. You go walk in Kroger. Yeah, that place is the OK Corral. Everybody packing in that damn store.
I'm like, are you serious? That's why I would never set foot in some store in Kentucky or wherever, those Midwest towns. I'm not doing it. No, thank you.
I wouldn't get off the fucking plane.
No, I would just tell me to keep going. Just crazy. I'm just
trying to understand, why do you need to carry a gun to go to the grocery store?
Good question.
I mean, are you really thinking somebody's going to jack you for your groceries? You got to defend that bread and that gallon of milk? I don't understand.
I guess it's like the Wild Wild West. I mean, back in Western days, I guess that's how they, it's like almost putting on a belt. You don't go anywhere without putting a belt on, unless your pants going to fall. So they figure, protection as far as with a gun, I guess this is how we got to roll nowadays.
Yeah. You know what? This is not the Wild Wild West. This is not the 1800s, and they need to cut this foolishness out.
I agree.
That's how all these crazy things happen, because people are too eager to pull a trigger.
I agree. I agree, but I mean, these big companies are starting to become liable because this is what you allow them. Because I thought like about a year or so ago that Walmart had said we want to stop selling guns across the board, but apparently not. I guess it's from state to state. I'm not sure. But I mean, Walmart, that's a big name. Everybody goes in Walmart every day, just about, at least once or twice out the week. And you can't tell me that you can't stop selling guns? I mean, is that it's almost like, okay, CVS, when they said they want to stop selling cigarettes, people are like, oh, my God, they're going to lose money? No, because they were targeting towards a wellness-type atmosphere for people. So their target was something different, other than cigarettes, to kill people, So, what I'm saying is Walmart needs to focus on something else other than just gun sales. You got 99 billion other products that you're selling in Walmart. Come on now. You already billionaires. Really? I think this would just be something big for Walmart to make this step and say, okay, we're going to stop selling guns. But until that time, I guess, got to keep out there protesting like the folks in China doing. So we got to do something.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was a matter of time before those kind of liability lawsuits started, because just like the way that bars and places that sell liquor are getting hit with, when people come out of there too drunk and go drive and kill somebody with a car,
that's
people
true.
are, they change the law so that a bar who intentionally oversells someone who is visibly drunk could be held liable.
Right.
So
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't see why they should not be held liable.
Right. But this is ironic we're talking about this. I happen to see on the Judge show today, Judge Judy, it was a couple that this guy had a party, and he seemed like a responsible guy, but he had a party, and he had like 9 or 10 patrons, attending his party. Somebody got drunk and hit the neighbor's car, smashed the car up, and they left. So that particular person that had the party, he wouldn't give up the information, so they ended up suing him. I was like, wow. First time I heard that, but he was responsible, just like Walmart, these bigger stores are being responsible, have to be held responsible for these things that are going on with these guns. They have to take a stand somewhere. But but this guy was held liable for this other guy's crash. He wouldn't give up the information to give to the neighbor, so that was just.
But that makes sense to me, because if it's your party and you let somebody get that tore down and they go out and drive and wreck somebody's vehicle, either you give up their name or you take the hit for them.
Right, and that's what the judge said. That's the law. That you are held liable because he was in your home and you either provided the cocktail. He kept saying, I didn't, but you provided the glass or the cup, she said. So, you're liable. You're going to pay out $2,500. Yeah.
Oh, well, pay up.
Yeah. Yep. So, Walmart, that's interesting, isn't it? So, Walmart, they're going to step up to the plate and do something, because I've heard like a couple of weeks ago that some employees of Walmart, they were out protesting because of that. Those the sale of the guns and what's been going on, But we'll see. We'll see what Walmart's going to do. They're going to step up to the plate,
It gets pretty deep though, Ketel, on the whole thing you was talking about, because it's really not just Walmart. It goes to I saw a documentary on your spot, Costco. See, Costco also, in some states where alcohol is legal to be sold in stores, they're kicking ass, and like this like in the DMV area, you have let's say you have a Costco in Prince George County, and then you have a Costco in D.C. But the difference in D.C. is when you walk into Costco in D.C., what's the first thing you see?
What?
Lined up, stacked up. Liquor.
I know. Yeah. And That's the only Costco's that sells liquor.
And also in D.C. And here's another thing. Right. And now here's another thing when you compare from Maryland to D.C. Mm-hmm. When you're in Maryland and you walk down the different refrigerator aisles, you see the Gorman's fish and chicken and bologna and all that jazz. But when you go to the refrigerator area in D.C., what do you see? Mm-hmm. Beer, wine, all that jazz. So, booze and things like that, the devil's work, sometimes the guns and all that, that's what kind of pays the payroll. And Walmart says we get rid of our guns because if you're only paying people $7-8 an hour, and your payroll is, let's say for round number 6, let's say your payroll is $200,000 a month for the 15 employees you have, and you're making $400,000 on gun sales alone, then you're paying your employees for the month just on fucking guns alone. So that means the money you're making off of cereal and juice and butter and eggs, that's going for the corporate jokers. The big. It's just we couldn't even imagine. So that's why they support it and do it, because it's all about the money and the damn thing funny. They don't give a damn. As long as that payroll's getting paid and they're able to handle their business, that's what they're doing. So, but I thought about the D.C. thing, because you walk in D.C., boy, in that Costco, and they got booze everywhere, don't they? Yeah, and they got, that's a big box store, so they got them bottles of Sky that's big enough for a child could play with them damn things. They're so big.
I like their wine selection.
Yeah, this is red wine.
They have such a beautiful wine selection.
See? Whenever you talk about alcoholic's habit, they're going to start confessing. How you doing, Red Wine? Anyway.
So what? Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're going to, that wraps up. Quit it. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break and come back with Poppa DD and what's poppin'. Since he's already on my case about the wine selection.
I'm fired up.
All right, this will be quick. And then Poppa DD is raring to go, so we'll be right back.
You're in tune to the Late Night Adult Pajama Party right here on Blog Talk Radio. This is a production of DC Homegrown Entertainment. To share your opinion with the Pajama Party Crew, call us on 914-803-4306 and press 1. If you'd rather just listen in, you can still call us and listen on your phone, or you can listen online by going to our website, www.apajamaparty.com, and clicking the Listen banner in the top right corner. So join the conversation and let us know what you think about tonight's topics or whatever is on your mind. Okay, who turned the lights off? Call us now, 914-803-4306. Now back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Mwah.
Oh, boy.
All right, it's time for Poppa DD's segment of Behave, Ketel. It's time for What's Poppin' with Poppa DD. And we're going to start him off. We're going to start him off with a disclaimer so he can get it going. So
the following program contains coarse language and nudity. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, go for it, Papa.
Yeah, let's get it in. First of all, I want to give a shout out to a brother I met down at my mechanics place. A brother named Theo. This brother, just to give a little plug to his business, he does blackout window tinting. And good brother, he had a good conversation when we both was using Woo. I'm gonna give a shout out to Woo as well. Woo is our auto mechanic.
Shout out to Woo.
He's a Vietnamese man, but ain't nothing this man don't know how to fix on vehicles. And he got some good prices, and he even cut you a break and let you pay for a minute over time a little bit. You talked on the right way. But the brother Theo, just give you a shout out. Like I said, he has a window tinting business, blackout window tinting. And we'll get deeper on his business as time goes on for the show, make him a friend of the show. Anyway, we're going to get into my segment of What's Poppin'. I'm Poppa DD. You know what I want to talk about tonight? I want to talk about that bitch-ass Baker Mayfield.
Uh-oh.
Does anybody know who Baker Mayfield is?
He plays football, right?
He plays football. Young, punk-ass, typical white bread Cleveland Browns new quarterback. Now, this boy won the Heisman Trophy. He played for Oklahoma. Now, here's a boy had run-ins with the law and everything else. But being he got white skin and the white boosters was protecting him and everything else, this little crazy ass able to get away with murder. He ended up with, not murdered literally, but he was able to win the Heisman Trophy, first-round draft choice and everything. Now, the other day, he put his foot in his damn mouth and he was backtracking trying to step out of it. He said to GQ magazine that he couldn't believe that Darryl Jones, who was a regular average little skinny white boy that came out of Duke, was drafted to New York Giants as a future replacement for Eli Manning. Now, I guess in the reality of life, he realizing that Darryl Jones, who's just a mediocre guy, who came from Duke. Duke isn't really a football team. Duke is more basketball. So I guess he was pissed deep down inside with Darryl Jones because he went to the Giants. Now, he's a first-round draft choice, but he had to go to that fucked up Cleveland Browns. So he's trying to make the best of that by talking all rough. Yeah, we're this. Somebody going to knock him on his ass because he's young and stupid. But anyway, he put down Darryl Jones saying, can you believe the Giants took Darryl Jones? So everybody started saying, why did you say that? Why did you... Then he tried to back it up by backtracking, saying, oh, it was taken out of context. I didn't mean that. If I hear one more white motherfucker, including Trump and everybody else, talk about what they didn't mean, and then you got, what's the name, Connolly, that comes out and speaks for Trump.
Oh, yeah.
And
Kellyanne
Connolly speaks for Trump, and the other lady, Huckabee, who used to be the press secretary. No, the president meant this. How do you come out and say, when you speak of somebody, what another joker meant? We heard what came out of their mouth. But anyway, getting back to Baker Mayfield, he puts down a little young white boy that came from Duke and went to the Giants, and then after the league said, yo, man, you shouldn't talk like that, he's like, no, GQ took me out of context. That's not what I meant. What I meant was, I'm like, you little lying motherfucker. You cocky as hell. He talked about the black coach when the coach got fired from Cleveland. Talked about him, put him down. Now he has this other crazy ass brother. What's the brother with the hair, the brother, the wide receiver? He's playing with him and what was the God, I can't think. He used to play with the Giants. The brother with the gold hair. Yeah, shit. Anyway.
The salsa guy.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, he has a couple of receivers in there now. He has I can't think of the name. The name fails me. I'm sorry about that. But right now, Baker Mayfield, who's the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, got a couple people. Odell Beckham. He's got Beckham and Laundry, another guy. Now they got two wide receivers, so this guy here, Baker Mayfield, think he got a team with Cleveland this year, but somebody's gonna knock him on his ass because he's an arrogant bastard. He's a white bread guy that talked about this other dude. He's an evil dude. He was all in trouble back in Oklahoma when he was in college himself with the cops and getting drunk and all kind of shit his damn self. So he didn't forgot about how fucked up his life was. So anyway, it remains to be seen how the Cleveland Browns are going to do. The team's fucking losers. It's just they got a couple people this year. They're not going to do anything well. So I'm wishing them all the bad luck in the world to get knocked on his ass this year to bring him back in perspective because he's just a cocky dude. They had a black coach that played for Cleveland for a couple of years. They lost all their games over the last 2 years. Then Baker Mayfield came in, and they won about 6 games. They fired the black coach, and Baker Mayfield said, I'm glad to see him go, putting the brother down when the brother was doing his best with the fucked up team he had. So I'm just saying to the Cleveland Browns, we're going to put them on the kisser list at the end of the night. But the Cleveland Browns can kiss my ass with their little white bread ass, punk ass quarterback, Baker Mayfield. He can kiss my ass with his lying ass. Talked about the dude now trying to get out of it. So we'll see what's up. I just want to throw a little eye-opener on that move there. If you got any comments out there on anything we talk about, give us a call, 804, what was it?
No, 914.
914.
You cut off.
803.
4306.
Ever since I poured this brown liquor,
yeah. All right, well, Thank you so much for that.
If you're already in the queue, you can press 1 and you got look at you playing me all. Look at Redwine is playing my exit music and I'm not even finished. That's all right.
We're giving you your applause. That was excellent information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
But I have a question for you. Is Baker Mayfield mixed? Isn't he of mixed descent?
Yeah, he's mixed with white and Caucasian.
White and Caucasian.
Okay. Woo, I
thought he was, had a black parent or something. But
why? Why would you give him to us?
No, I didn't want to claim him. I thought that I had heard that or read that or something. Ketel, shut up.
Wait a minute, you the black police now, Redwine? You don't want to claim him?
Yeah, see, what? So what are you trying to give an alibi or something?
No, I said I thought that I heard somewhere.
So why are you trying to save that motherfucker?
You know what? I wasn't.
He's an asshole. I mean, you see how our black race is. We are always trying to patronize somebody.
I wasn't.
We can have 50 black folks, right? 48 could be down with the cause, but then you got 2 Uncle Tom motherfuckers that always want to come and say, "Well, no, he's all right. He's all right."
We're going to take a break or we're going to lighten it up a little bit. What we going to do?
No, red wine. I'm about to kick red wine.
Okay, fine.
Is he mixed? Hell yeah, he's mixed with white and Caucasian.
Okay,
all
fine.
Right, come on, red wine. We're going to lighten it up a little bit. What you got over there?
What? Oh my gosh.
All right, we're going to get into the weird news. Weird news is the news that's crazy as hell. We're going to do a couple little stories on the weird news.
Yeah, and it gets weird.
Starting with red wine.
Yeah, this is the truth about the electric slide. How many of us can say we have danced to the electric slide? That would probably be everybody. Well, now we know the truth about the origins of that song. It's something that singer Marcia Griffiths spoke on but strongly denied, and most folks who've heard the electric slide, got their groove on, didn't even know what that song was really about. There's been rumors for years, but nobody knew until now, because the man who wrote the song in the first place has finally confirmed the rumors. Y'all ain't ready for this. Songwriter Neville Livingston, also known as Bunny Wailer, is putting the rumor to rest. He confirmed that the song, also known as Electric Boogie, is indeed about a vibrator. Yep. The electric slide is about a vibrator. According to a source close to Livingston, who wrote the song, word of the question about the origins of the song reached him all the way in Kingston, Jamaica, where he currently resides, and he put the rumors to rest and said, "I'm surprised it took people this long to figure it out." It seems that the 71-year-old Livingston wrote the song after a girlfriend of his told him that she didn't need him because she had a toy that she nicknamed Electric Slide.
Okay.
And that's the origin of it.
Let's see.
So the next time you go to a wedding and they put on the electric slide, you'll be dancing to the vibrator song, just so you know.
Are you coming with me? Come let me take you on a party ride.
Yep.
I'm going to teach you.
The electric slide.
Okay.
So
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Hey.
All right.
You may not need 10 feet, but anyhow.
Slide is
okay.
Poppa DD still taking it in.
I'm trying to make the connection. So electric slide is a mechanical ding-a-ling.
Yeah, it's a vibrator song.
All right, that's cool.
Okay. All right, this is about a Colorado bear.
Why you got to put
Colorado bear.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ketel.
That's all right. I'm gonna let y'all finish with y'all electric slide shit.
Keep talking trash now.
Okay. Colorado bear smashes through a wall like a Kool-Aid man. A bear entered a Colorado home Friday night looking for deviled eggs, but its exit was straight out of a Kool-Aid commercial. Homeowner John Slawinski said the bear entered his house through an open door after smelling some goodies in the garbage. What had happened was We had put the trash in the house so it wouldn't attract the bears, and I should have closed the door. Instead of closing the door, Slawinski went upstairs for a few minutes, which gave the hungry bear a chance to get inside and get some deviled eggs that were in the trash can. Okay, somebody didn't like deviled eggs, they threw them away. However, things got tricky when the animal accidentally closed the door with the trash can and became stuck inside the house. The police was called. The officer said the bear forcibly breached a hole in the wall like the Kool-Aid Man and made its escape. Colorado Parks and Wildlife told Fox News that bears have entered over 35 vehicles in 9 homes in the Estates Park in northwest of Denver since July 24th and August 3rd. Meanwhile, Slawinski said Slawinski and his wife have a huge memento of their recent guests and some newfound knowledge about what not to do around bears. Okay, so don't put no deviled eggs in the trash anymore, and close your damn door.
You know Aunt Janice made those deviled eggs. Nobody likes Aunt Janice's deviled eggs. She brings them to every event, and they throw them in the trash every time. That's what happened.
But they should have ate them.
You know everybody can't make deviled eggs.
Well, that's true. That's so true.
Yeah, that was Aunt Janice. They threw them things in the trash. That bear went right through the wall, huh?
Yep. Just like a Kool-Aid Man. That's funny. I haven't seen that commercial in a long time.
Yeah, I don't think that thing runs anymore. Hey, Kool-Aid! And he comes through the wall.
Through the brick wall. Well, Frank.
All right, Papa, over to you. What's your weird news?
Vomiting vultures invade a Florida vacation home.
Oh, no.
How about that? West Palm Beach, Florida. People living in a lap of luxury. See, they got their own problems. Okay, this is from the Associated Press. A New York couple's luxurious. Now, these are, what do they call them, snowbirds?
Oh, yeah, could be.
A New York couple, their luxurious vacation home in Florida has been taken over by dozens of black vultures that are vomiting and defecating everywhere.
Oh, Lord.
I believe it because, shit down there in Florida is off the chain. Palm Beach Post reported that the Camiso family, look like the Italian name, they can't even visit their $702,000 home that they purchased earlier this year.
Oh, my God.
Which is off the Abib Golf Country Club. It's off a country club lot. They described the smell as 1,000 rotten corpses. The vultures have destroyed screen enclosures and have overtaken the pool and the barbecue area. The few times the family had visit, they had to park their car in the garage, or the birds are pecking trying to break through the garage door. A neighbor whose name is Cheryl Katz, there's a typical New York name there, tells the Post that she got even worse because she lives next door to a person who feeds the damn vultures.
Oh, my goodness.
He sits there and feeds the wildlife.
Vultures?
He feeds the wildlife and making them even stronger, and they're just invading the whole neighborhood. So it's I would love to see that. I mean,
that is crazy.
Now these people buying houses down there for $702,000, and the vultures who usually sit around waiting for people to die are like saying, we hungry now. This is what we do. We're looking for an in-between snack. So they
invaded the house.
And
they're in there just vomiting, defecating, and doing whatever.
Nobody shoot them away, and they settle in.
That is crazy.
Like anything else. I mean, you can't leave that house for a year and expect to come back. And all down there, all you have is hot sun and, just...
Well, if the neighbor wasn't feeding
the neighbor's feeding
they might not have had that problem.
Yeah, the neighbor's feeding them, so what are you going to do?
I would sue the neighbor and say, you're the problem.
And the neighbor would say, fuck you, I don't tell them very good.
I mean, if they got a $700,000 vacation home, they got some money. You need to call speed dial, call your lawyer, and say, sue the people that's feeding the vultures because they're effing up our house. That's crazy.
Yeah, they'll get him out of here. It's just like you were saying with Trump earlier. Get him out with a distraction. You got to get their attention somewhere else.
Good gracious. I guess that's a rich folk problem. They got to fight the vultures. Okay. All right. Shall we break or shall I just go right in? Because I'm ready for I'm just saying.
It's up to you. What do you want to do?
I'm ready to go for it. All right. I'm going to just go for it. Nobody said no, so that means yes. So I want to talk about, did they really forget? So this week, of course, we saw another story about a woman who says that she forgot her 5-month-old daughter in the car while she went in Target to go shopping. Now, the baby was left in the hot car for over 30 minutes in 100-degree heat. Fortunately, the baby survived, but the mother went shopping with her sister and her 6-year-old child. Now, I just find it strange that nobody mentioned that the baby was in the back seat when they all got out the car to go to Target. Now, this woman, of course, was remorseful when she got back and called 911, and she was saying that she had honestly forgotten that the baby was in the back seat, and she didn't know how it happened. I've seen it in the news, and I always thought, how could you forget? And then it happened to me, and I'm sorry, I ain't buying it. Now, what I'm trying to understand is that she had her 6-year-old with her. So she had to get her 6-year-old out the car, right, to go to Target.
And they were laughing come out.
Exactly. So assuming that the child was in a proper car seat or at a minimum in a seat belt, you're telling me that you didn't notice that you had another car seat in the back seat with a baby in it?
Next to your daughter.
Precisely. Assuming that the baby was, the 6-year-old was in the back seat where by law she's supposed to be. Now, you said you were out there with your cousin. Was the cousin in the car? Were all of y'all in the car? Because if you were driving and you got a 6-year-old and a baby, which is in a car seat, and a cousin, that is 4 bodies. How did all of y'all but the baby get out the car and nobody thought to get the baby out the car? It just isn't adding up. It just isn't clear from the article that I read. Did the cousin and the 6-year-old, were y'all in a different car? Did you meet there? Were you all in the same car? I don't know, but I'm just saying, did you really forget? For real, for real? I've heard people say that, there's a lot of things you can do to make sure you don't forget your baby, because now it's become such a prevalent issue. They're saying, well, you can put your phone on the back seat or put your purse on the back seat next to the baby, and then that way when you get out the car, you're not going to leave your phone or your purse. But how pathetic is that? They're saying that people will instinctively reach for your phone and your purse, but you don't instinctively reach for your baby? You need a reminder? They even got apps now that you can download on your phone to remind you to get your baby out the car.
But the baby was only born 5 months ago.
That's what I'm saying. How did you forget?
Did the fucking vagina even
After all that you go through to have a baby, you forgot? I'm just not buying it. What is on people's minds when you get someplace and you forget that your baby is in the car? I mean, I've left papers and inanimate objects in the car by accident that I meant to carry with me, but nothing that would die. It amazes me that this has become such a big problem. And I'm just saying, did they really forget? Really? It seems to me that the underlying issue here is that people are just too preoccupied with a bunch of non-important crap that's putting babies at risk. If your mind is that cluttered with a bunch of bull that you could forget your baby out there in a hot car, you got too much on your mind. You need to reassess your life and get yourself together. Get your life. You should not be that careless. You're talking about a baby who did not ask to be here. You had that baby. That baby didn't have itself. You should not be that preoccupied with your cell phone conversation or your social media, whatever you're looking at on your phone. That's your baby who is depending on you. This is Redwine. I'm just saying. Did you really forget? That's all I'm saying.
All right. All right. All right, Redwine. All right.
It's out of control.
That lady came back real, like she was so apologetic. And it just was, it was some.
Yeah, they were laughing and talking as they walked back to the car.
They showed a clear picture of them coming out of
It's
Target.
not like all of a sudden
smiling.
she remembered and came racing back to the car.
Laughing and smiling.
She was casually walking back to the car and then saw the baby and was like, "Oh my God!"
No, she didn't see the baby. She saw the cops that had already went to the car.
Oh, okay.
They had already got the baby out of the fucking car. You know, and it just was, they must have heard the baby crying in there, and somebody bust the window and took the baby out of the car. And they were in, Scottsdale?
In Target.
No, they were in Arizona. Arizona.
Where it's hotter than
hell.
How
hot is it in Arizona?
10 degrees hotter than hell.
10 degrees hotter than hell. Okay.
I tell you the truth, this stuff is getting crazy.
Then he took a mug shot of her looking all like...
Yeah, now she's all remorseful, talking about, honestly, I did.
She tried to kill the baby because the baby was fathered by fucking Ray Ray.
Oh,
and Ray Ray ain't shit, and she trying to get rid of Ray Ray's baby. It's just that simple. And the baby, you know what's fucked up? The baby looks like baby. He looks like Ray Ray.
Just like Ray Ray.
You ever see how a woman reacts when she looks like, look at the child? You look just like your goddamn father. You look at your goddamn father. You look at your goddamn father. I hate you. You look like your fucking father. You look like your fucking father.
Oh, boy.
On that note, we're going to take a break, and we're coming back with Poppa DD and Living for the City on the Pajama Party Show.
This is the Pajama Party coming to you live. What's on your mind? Call us on 914-803-4306. Got an opinion or just want to say hello to the crew? Hello! You know what to do. Call 914-803-4306. If you just want to listen to the show online, go to www.apajamaparty.com and click the banner in the upper right corner. But if you want to talk to the crew, you need to call us on 914-803-4306 and press 1. We'll get to your call as soon as possible. It's nothing but fun and a pillow fight every Friday night at the Pajama Party. And remember, PJs only, no clothes allowed. Now back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party. Bartender, another round for the house. Thank you, darling.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
I'm still fired up, but I'm working on it.
All right, now.
Now, where were we?
We were at Living for the City.
You look just like your father. Stop that damn crying. You cry just like your father.
Time for Living for the City, Poppa DD.
I'm just saying.
Oh, now you're going to take my line. All right. Living for the City, Poppa DD. What's going on?
Just like your damn father. Stop smiling like that. You smile just like your damn father. Anyway, that's baby's mama drama. Whew. God bless the child that looks like his goddamn daddy.
Or his mama.
And the woman hates the damn father's guts. Anyway, living for the city here, you know, let's talk about this whole G7 thing. You know, this is a fiasco that's going to go down over the next couple of days. That Donald Trump's going to act like he's leading something. It's amazing how he could talk about he could leave a country that he's got so messed up to fly over at a round table with a bunch of Europeans that probably hate his damn guts, and he's going to go in and act like he's the big cheese. He's talked about everybody, you know, France and everybody else that's supposed to be our allies. Trump doesn't realize that when you fight in a war, you need all the help you can get. But he just thinks that he got the power to do everything on his own, you know. See, the man has sat alone too long in his life. Just you ever sit back and look at the show The Apprentice? Now, you remember when everybody's about to get fired and they came back to the boardroom to be fired? You notice how Trump sat back like he was the fucking Wizard of Oz? Remember how the wizard told him to come back with the what did he tell him to come back with the witch's
shoes or
witch's shoes and come back with her kneecaps or something. Remember? You remember when the Wiz was fucking with Dorothy's head when they first came in for the first time? Come back with the witch's fucking kneecaps. and they came back with the witch's kneecaps. And what he wants to do now and get home? All right, come back with, he just kept messing with him until they peeped his game. They looked behind the curtain, saw he was a little bitch motherfucker, so they was able to neutralize the situation. Such is life. As soon as you find out the real deal on people, then you can take them apart. That's why you should be very observant toward people and see their weaknesses. You want to see how your boss is. If your boss is fat as hell and he's an asshole, feed him a fucking sandwich. Keep feeding. Every time you're saying, hey, Joe, how you doing? Where are you? Joe, you want a sandwich? Yeah, I'll take a sandwich. Feed Joe a fucking sandwich. He's a fat bastard, and that's his weakness. So, anyway, I don't know where the fuck that came from. Anyway, all I'm saying in a nutshell is that this situation with Trump with this G7 thing, it's been ludicrous through the years with different things that he's have done, his antics, And one more thing I want to say too: if you get the opportunity to look at the footage, look at some footage that'll blow your mind. It will show you just how evil Trump is. If you get the opportunity, okay, to listening audience, look at what's that thing called where all the networks get together in that room to do the roast and stuff?
Oh gosh.
The broadcast thing is
the correspondence
dinner. Mm-hmm. Look at the correspondence dinner when Barack was in there hosting it and Trump was in there that year. When Barack was talking about Trump, look at Trump's face when Barack was talking about him. If Trump had a fucking gun, he would have shot Barack through the fucking eyes. Take a look at, pull up the, just go on Google or something and pull up Barack's jokes on the 2000, probably, when did he leave office? 2016 he left out. So I would say maybe 2015, maybe 14 or 15. Because he dropped the mic saying Obama out or something at the end of it.
Yeah.
So that was probably 2015 correspondence dinner. Pull that up and take a look when Barack was saying his jokes and everything and showing different little footage on his jokes. And he was talking about Trump, and Trump was in the audience. So Trump ain't been there since then because he was so fucking humiliated because, the man's an asshole. He thinks he's a shit, and anybody say anything about him, he rolls you over like a damn bowling pin. He really does. This man has a serious issue when it comes to talking about him. You talk about Trump, he's gonna come back and he don't give a damn if you're handicapped or whatever. You could be in a wheelchair and she'll beat your ass down. Remember the guy when he talked about that had the whole hand movement?
Oh yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
he mocks everybody. He's an asshole. But anyway, I just want to put that out there. Just filter people. See who's who and see who's what's what. Sometimes filter your own friends, I filter Redwine all the time. She thinks she's a shit, but I shake her ass down. Anyway, we're going to keep it moving. We're going to take a CC break before we come back with a Hollywood Rap.
Do that.
Sounds good.
All right, and thank you, Poppa DD. We'll just strike that last comment about Redwine. The court will disregard the comment about Redwine.
You look like your father.
Oh, boy.
Put down the brown glass, baby. Put down the brown liquor.
Yeah, good luck on that.
All right.
All right. Yeah, we're going to take this break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Ketel with the Yellow Top. I'm waiting to hear from you tonight. I'm at the Pajama Party Live. So you can reach us at 914-803-4306 or you can check us out on apajamaparty.com. I've got my opinions, but I want to hear yours. Poppa DD and Redwine are trying to beat me down, so I need you to call back and back me up. I know you're out there. I can hear you breathing, so call me now. 914-803-4306. I'm right here on WBJP Blog Talk Radio, waiting to hear from you. Here they come. I gotta go.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. We're here on YouLikeYourFather.com. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
I don't know this man.
Y'all behave over there.
Pull me up on YouLikeYourFather.com.
Yeah, okay.
All
right, it's time to go to the West Coast. What's happening in the entertainment world in Hollywood?
Hold on to your seats. I got quite a bit for you. All right. I didn't see the actual Dancing with the Stars cast lineup revealed, but
Lord.
We have celebrities such as country music star Lauren Elena, pop star Allie Brooke, supermodel Christy Brinkley. And everybody knows Christy Brinkley. We have quite a few TV hosts. Karoma Brown, Kate Flannery. Never heard of them. Okay, but they're TV hosts. Ray Lewis, NFL Hall of Famer. Lamar Odom, the two-time NBA champion. Sean Spicer. The former White House press secretary.
Oh,
Probably
Lord.
the first to go. TV icon James Van Der Beek and Mary Wilson, one of the Supremes. This should be an interesting lineup.
Boy.
Who do you think will go the first? Who do you think will go first?
Sean Spicer.
Probably Sean. Well, no, probably Christy Brinkley. I'm sure she can't dance.
No, you'd be surprised. She is.
She said she can't dance. She said she can't dance. I mean, she's and she's a crazy motherfucker too, boy.
Well, at least she's honest. Well,
I mean, God bless her. God bless her. I'm not putting her down.
Because of popularity, because that's what happened to Jerry Springer. He said, "I'm ready to go. Try keeping me here," but we'll see.
Isn't there's a football player too, the guy from Baltimore?
Yeah, Ray. Yeah, she said
Ray Lewis. I didn't hear his name. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
okay.
I missed him.
All right. Ray Lewis. Okay.
How do they? Hey, Ketel, how do they select these people anyway? I mean, what do they do? Is it good TV?
$64,000 question. I'm not sure. Probably they're going to help get their ratings, I guess. People that have come out the woodwork, they've got to pull people out the woodwork. Ray Lewis.
Woodwork
I haven't
ain't
heard
the word.
from him lately.
These jokers is underneath the damn.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Also, Usher, Adam Lambert, and the Real Housewives, they were targeted in a robbery scheme. A Beverly Hills real estate agent and his alleged accomplice have been charged with burglarizing celebrity homes in L.A. Wow. Interesting. Real estate agent Jason Emile and Benjamin Eaton are accused of using open houses to help pull off the robberies, which took place between 2016 and 2018. They took about $8 million. I'm sorry, the Kelmsley $8 million Beverly Hills mansion was featured on the Bravo's $1 million listing. But after it was robbed, they pulled it off the market. Oh, wow. So this was a home that was trying to go up for sale, and they robbed it. These two gentlemen, both of Beverly Hills, were charged with money laundering, 12 counts of first-degree residential burglary. Never heard of these charges. 2 counts of first-degree residential burglary with a person present, 2 counts of identity theft, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit burglary, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. They are accused of taking more than $500,000 through fraud and embezzlement. If convicted, the defendants face a possible maximum sentence of 31 years in state prison. The case remains under investigation by the L.A. Police Department. Wow. So Usher, Adam Lambert, and Real Housewives, they were targeted. That's crazy. But I guess stuff happens. Also, on another note, Scarlett Johansson is the world's highest paid actress with $56 million. Yes, according to Forbes, 34-year-old movie star ranked in $56 million between June 1st, 2018 and June 1st, 2019, before fees and taxes. A big chunk of Johansson's paycheck came from Marvel. She secured an 8-figure sum for her upcoming Black Widow movie spinoff, which was rumored to be a $15 million deal. She also received a back-end payment for Avengers Endgame, estimated to be around $35 million. Yep. That particular movie, Avengers Endgame, grossed $2.8 billion. B with the billion. Yep. You can't beat that. I see why homeboys are clinging on to her. I was like, okay. Also, this one's going to knock your socks off. We have The Matrix 4 coming out. Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Ann Moss are set to reprise the iconic role from Matrix 4. But check this out. That was 20 years ago that the original Matrix came out.
It was that long?
This is going to spin your head off. Remember, they said the Wachowski brothers had directed it and wrote and created. They were the directors on this film.
Yeah.
Well, Lena Wachowski and her sister are going to direct this film.
Wait a minute.
Because I'm getting ready to tell you, Lena was born Lawrence Wachowski, and Leela was born Andrew Paul Wachowski. That's why.
Stop your mess. Stop.
Yes. Yep.
So, wait, are you telling me that...
Yep. The Wachowski brothers are Wachowski sisters now. They changed their identities. Yes. Yep. So...
I'm speechless.
Yep.
Okay.
So Lawrence is Lena, and Andrew became Lily. But they are the Wachowski. They still have the same last name, but those were the original names at first. So.
Okie dokie.
I figured I would blow your mind for a minute.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
Yeah, interesting. Yep. So. And also, there's one last note. There's a CBS original movie that's coming out called Why Women Kill. And it's interesting because it's done in 3 different eras. I think the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. And the young lady that played on, oh my God, what's the name? Chinese woman. I can't remember her name now.
Lucy
She
Liu?
played in... Yes, Lucy Liu. Yep, she's playing in one of the episodes. Yep. And seems like 2 newcomers. It's a African-American actress and the other lady. So that's going to be interesting. Why Women Kill. It's going to be on CBS.
I can tell you why, but I'm going to let them go ahead and do it on the show.
All right. I'm not going to touch that. That's my Hollywood wrap-up. I figured that would blow your mind.
Yeah, you got us on that one. That was crazy.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. You want to take a break and then come back with the cocktail of the week?
That's fine. That'll be great. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we shall do so, and we'll be right back. Don't you move, because we got the cocktail of the week coming up, and it's a good one. Be right back.
What's your opinion? We want to know on the Late Night Adult Pajama Party. Call us now on 914-803-4306 and tell us if you agree or disagree, or if you don't care one way or the other. If you've been waiting all week to tell somebody what's on your mind, now is your chance. Dial 1-800-803-4306 and press 1 to speak with the Pajama Party live on the air. To listen to the show online, go to www.apajamaparty.com and click the listen banner on the top right. If you'd like to advertise your business with us, get in touch on www.apajamaparty.com. So call us now on 914-803-4306 and press 1. We will get to you as quick as we can. Now, back to the Pajama Party Live.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Como allez-vous?
Ima. What does that mean when you go to Europe and somebody says "Comment allez-vous"? Somebody says "Ima."
I've never heard anybody say that. Ima, whatever.
You ever been to Europe?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well,
that's why I've never heard it. Makes sense to me.
You ever use toilet paper in the bathroom, or you don't?
What does that have to do with French and?
I never been used toilet paper. I never.
Okay. Anyway, it's time for the cocktail of the week, which clearly Poppa DD has had more than one.
All right.
What?
Maybe you tried this particular cocktail then.
Wait a minute. So when I bring out my intellect, you blame it on liquor.
I'm sorry. Was that intellectual?
I just can't be intellectual.
The toilet paper remark was
Whenever
intellectual.
I come out with intellectual conversation, it has to be blamed on booze.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was an intellectual comment.
That sounds like an Uncle Tom watered down.
I don't think so.
All right. Anyway.
We were talking about speaking French, and then you start talking about toilet paper.
And I said ima.
And you asked me what. Anyway, you start talking about toilet paper, and I said, "What is that got?" Anyway.
Well, if you would leave Cleveland for a minute, okay.
I have been outside of Cleveland. Thank you.
Anyway.
I've been all the way to a lot of different.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
That's right. I've been everywhere except for Europe.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
Ketel, it's time for the cocktail of the week.
Okay. It's called the Dress Michelada.
What?
It is 2 ounces of Jose Cuervo Especial Silva. That's tequila, for you guys don't know that.
Tequila.
This is interesting. 0.5 ounces of Cholula, which is hot sauce. 0.7 ounces. 0.75 ounces of lime juice. 0.5 ounces of orange liqueur of your choice, and 1.5 ounces of a lager beer, garnished with a lime wedge. So we're going to add the tequila, lime, Cholula, hot sauce, and orange liqueur to a shaker. Shake until mixed. Strain over ice into a pint glass and top with the lager beer and garnish with the lime wedge. Oh, that's some good stuff right there.
That sounds very interesting.
And what is it called again?
Dressed Michelada.
Okay. So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Did Michelada used to be Michael? Since we're talking about, fucking sex changes and stuff tonight.
I'm quite sure it was Michael. It was Michael Ada. Michael Ada.
Michael was his brother?
Yes, I guess so.
So if this is the dressed Michelada, what is the undressed Michelada?
Michael, his brother, who's now his sister.
Okay. Sometimes it be that way.
Sometimes.
Ask the Wachowski brothers. They can tell you.
Okay. Yeah, they can tell you first thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sisters,
okay.
That one, you got me on that one.
All right.
All right. Well, y'all enjoy that cocktail of the week.
I don't know. You said it's got hot sauce in the monkey?
Yeah.
Damn.
The Lula.
So it adds a little kick to
Lula hot
it.
Sauce. Yeah.
So the orange
gives it that
liqueur
orange
kind of
flavor.
tames. So the orange
liqueur gives it that kind of reddish orange,
sauce, right?
tint. If you look it up, you can see what it looks like. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to put it up on the website so you can see the cocktail of the week and get the recipe and get a picture of what it should look like if you make it right. Hopefully the interns will have it posted sometime tomorrow. But definitely check it out. It'll be on the website at apajamaparty.com. Click on the cocktail of the week and get that recipe. Plus, we have probably at least a couple hundred more cocktails of the week. So if you're having an event or a party and you're looking for an interesting cocktail, go to apajamaparty.com. Check out the cocktail of the week. We got some good ones for you. All the instructions and everything are right there.
Wow.
Because that's how we roll.
That's convenient.
Very convenient. All right. Well, it's time to talk about the world-famous Kisser list. Can you break it down for us, Poppa DD?
Yeah, I like to get a milkshake off the Mr. Salty truck.
What?
Anyway,
okay.
Kisser list is the group of people that showed their butt hiney and done some crazy stuff. And we never fail to bring you a long list of people who have completely showed their butt, because that's what people do. And let me see. I think one of the people we could start off this week with is Baker Mayfield. Redwine tried to bring him into what's that word called? Provision.
I just asked a question. Anyway, keep it moving.
She tried to make him mix.
Keep it moving, Poppa DD.
And as we said earlier, Baker Mayfield is a white Caucasian. He's not mixed with anything but his pure whiteness.
Keep it moving, Poppa DD.
And he talked about a young guy who was drafted just like him.
See, this is why women kill. This is exactly why women kill.
The guy went to the New York Giants, and he has a good future ahead of him. And Baker Mayfield is down there in ghetto-ass Cleveland, so he's pissed off. So Baker Mayfield, you are the lead guy on the Kisser list tonight with your punk ass. Anyway, after him, we have 45 as usual. Roger Goodell, he's in a big fight with his running back. He can't seem to get a contract for Ezekiel Elliott, so they've been going at it with each other. So
I'd like to add Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown, gosh, this man don't want to put on the helmet.
I don't know what his helmet issue. You need to get over it.
He's got issues, period.
Also, I've got that ex-officer Goins and his ex-partner down there in Houston for making up that whole thing to go in there and shoot up people in the house. Brother, what were you thinking? Let's see. Oh, I've got the neighbor down in Florida that's been feeding the vultures.
Yeah.
Lady, please stop. Vultures don't need you to feed them.
They sure don't.
That story said that lady was feeding them dog food and roasted chicken. So that's why they're acting crazy. You out there giving them food, they're used to picking whatever off of dead carcasses. Anyway, anybody else, Ketel?
Nope, I can't think of nobody. Mm-mm.
You got anybody else, Poppa DD?
Yeah, I got.
Oh yeah, Poppa DD. Anybody else?
Says the person who wanted to bring Baker Mayfield.
Here we go.
Anyway, let's see. Let's put that whole G7 thing in effect, because they're going to be talking over the next couple of days. Like James Brown said, they're going to be talking loud and saying nothing.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And saying absolutely nothing. This is six billionaire countries that just, they don't like Trump, so they all sit at the table watching him. He's talking a bunch of crap like he's the leader of everything in the world. And 45, put him on the list because he's a mess.
Again.
He called himself the Messiah last week.
He said he was the chosen one.
I am the chosen one Messiah.
What?
They don't know me. I'm the Messiah. He told people to vote for him. If you don't vote for me, then you're not a true Jewish person.
He said, if you don't
Israeli.
vote for me, your 401ks
your
and all your
401k is going to drop. If you don't vote for me, your 401k is going to drop. I mean, this man is just off the chain with. He needs to win that because this is his ultimate power buff. anytime you're a person who's in the power big time and you became the president of the United States, you think he wants to lose that power?
So now he's trying to like scare people into voting. Anyway, yeah, he's on the kiss it list at least 5 times.
Yeah, and we also want to send out some sympathy for one of the Koch brothers that passed away. Although they were very Republican, they helped furnish the Republican Party and put Trump in office with all their financial antics, but they thought they were indispensable, like Trump thinks he's indispensable. And the one thing about life, which is so sad but very real, one day you will die. We don't know when or how, but you will die. And the Koch brothers, they were billionaires. Mm-hmm. And the gentleman died at 79 years old. This man has been fighting prostate cancer for 30 years.
Wow. And
I'm sure that with God rest his soul and all praise to his family and everybody else, people loved him and adored him as a person. But this man will tell you that him dying as a billionaire, that he would have gave every penny that he owned to get rid of that prostate cancer, I'm sure. So, as they say, don't count your pearls before swine. And the things you think in life has value, you will never see a Brinks truck following the Hertz. So, just want to put that out there.
All right. Well, if there are no other contenders for the list, let's give them their prize. And here it is.
Kiss my entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss my Irish ass. This world can kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass. Oh, you can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone, ever loving country ass. That's right.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. One of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. One last time.
Ima.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's time, Ima.
Mm-mm. It's time for the last word.
I'm surprised that you neighborhood dwellers have never heard that European term. Don't fault me because I go to Europe 4 times a year.
We keep asking you, what does it mean?
I go to Europe 4 times a year. You two neighborhood dwellers never been.
Qu'est-ce qu'il say? Ima.
All right. Okay. All right. Redwine, you never been out of Cleveland, and Ketel's never been out of Prince George County. I don't want to hear it, either one of you. Okay.
Like I said, you never say what it means, so don't keep telling me, Ima.
When I was in France, when they say, okay, está Ima, the response is Ima. If you would go to France at least once a year, you would know. But being you cannot get out of Cleveland, you would never know.
Was that your last word? Because I'm about to shut you down.
Anyway, my last word, I just like to give praises to all the people who are sick and shut in, people in nursing homes, and people are catering to them, their needs, and people that are taking care of people. Like as the saying goes, people who need people are the luckiest people in the world. If you're catering to someone who is sick and needs nursing and things of that nature, any aspect, God bless your strength. Taking care of people, because as we get age and as we just whatever ailments happen to us in life, as we embark in something different from our norm, we always have to take the time to understand that, as you always say, that I always tell people that try to be nice to everybody in your life, because when you turn around, you never know who's going to be pushing your wheelchair. You never know who's going to be pushing you. It could be somebody that you hated your whole life, but you decide to push their wheelchair because you know they need help. So anybody out there that's a caretaker, God bless you for taking care of people. and keeping it going.
Okay. Well, I just want to say once again to reiterate on the whole topic of forgetting that you have a baby in the back seat. People need to get real. There's something else going on. I think it's something dark and sinister. And to say that, oh, I just forgot, I don't know how I forgot. You know what? Let's get real. There's something else happening. You should not be that occupied or preoccupied that you forget that your flesh and blood baby is in the car seat or, you know, whatever. I'm just not buying it. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to the senior citizens that got busted for having sex in a public place up in Connecticut. They were ranging in ages from 62 to 85. It was one woman and 5 men, and they were out there. I don't know what exactly they were doing, but they were doing something. And they got busted. But shout out to them. They were doing their thing. And they got busted. They were hanging out at some place that's known online as a place to go and have outdoor sex. So they all went up there, and I guess surveillance picked them up, whatever. But shout out to them for doing their thing.
So why did the cop bust them? What is he?
Because it's a public place. People, I guess the word on the street was it's a good spot to go and do your thing, but it's still public nudity and lewd behavior and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, but the cop is a no getting laid asshole. So
probably, but you know how that goes. Anyway, over to you, Ketel. What's your last word?
I'm not even sure. I think I'm gonna be quiet tonight. I don't have too much to say tonight. It's just. I guess it's, you know, I have to desensitize myself away from so much going on in the news. It's just like I can't watch it anymore. You know, and sometimes I just feel helpless that I can't do anything. You know, where are we as a society, a community? It's just like every other community, somebody shooting up somebody, knifing somebody. I just don't get it. What is the problem? I know people keep saying mental health, but this stuff has been prevalent, and people have been in these neighborhoods for a long time. But all of a sudden, it's like, you know, you want to go out and kill somebody or just injure somebody or something. I think people are just mad and enraged and just don't know what to do. So I think they lash out at just people. You know, you might be the first one walking down the street and say something wrong to that person. It's like they're gonna knife you or shoot you or whatever. It's just getting crazy.
Yeah, like that jogger was killed in D.C. a few months ago. That guy was just crazy. Yeah.
It's just you know.
That makes a very good point. You know, just as the Constitution says, you know, we hold these truths to be self-evident.
Self-evident. Yeah.
That all people are created equal, and we're forgetting that every day. And you know, one thing we shouldn't forget either. You know, I know we're running out of time. We have to understand too that the whole gentrification thing in the world. You know, don't think that has nothing to do with it anyway, because the developers in this world today need to realize when they get out of a helicopter after flying around, let's say Northeast D.C., for example, and all the buildings they're building, that's not going to change things. I just give you one little fast example. I usually come down past the remember the whole wholesale district that was in D.C. when you turn off New York Avenue on 4th Street right there by the PNC Bank?
Yeah.
There's a wholesale district right there. That wholesale district is being cut up more and more. There's only a few buildings on the left-hand side of the street. That whole right side of the street now is brand new buildings, brand new high-rise apartment buildings. Okay, that whole street there that you're on now, the wholesale district there, which is on the other side from Gallaudet College, the street there that leads out to Florida Avenue when you go straight down there. Burger King is gone. I don't know if you remember Burger King, which was on the corner of...
I remember that.
Yeah, Burger King was on the corner of L and Florida, right there before you go underneath the underpass that had the New York Avenue there by the tobacco and all that firearm place. But that whole area, I see it every day, is changing so much. Is it for the better, for the worse? that whole area is just, and people are just walking around. They built all kinds of Trader Joe's and people walking around. The new people that they built this for are walking around, mostly Caucasians, are walking around there like this is their new neighborhood. But it's a neighborhood that not only did you kick Chocolate City out of Chocolate City, but now you didn't even get the Chocolate City people in D.C. anywhere to go. They're all over in Prince George County now. And it's so sad. I mean, we can elaborate more and more. I wish we need to put together a Saturday morning pajama party because the struggle continues into Saturday morning. It really does.
Yeah, it does. Well,
it really does.
We want to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate your time and attention. And join us next Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, when we'll do it all over again with a brand new live episode of the Pajama Party Show.
Yeah.
Shout out to DC Homegrown, our parent company, for paying the bills, keeping the lights on. We do appreciate you guys. And did you want to give a shout out to Theo?
Yeah, Theo. He does the
window tint man.
Yeah, I met good brother. We met at my mechanic shop. Good brother. And maybe we can get Ketel back in the studio because she's acting like me and Redwine didn't get our immunization shots. And we did get our shots for measles and mumps.
Yeah, I do have proof.
Yeah, we both got our shots for measles and mumps.
But did you get the shot for the shingles? That's what I'm holding out for.
Oh, well, no.
Oh, Lord, I didn't get that one.
We didn't get a shingle. You know what?
Well, you guys get that shot. I'll come back into the studio then.
I'm gonna call shingle.com on Monday.
All right.
And
we'll get our shingle shot.
All right.
All right. Well, let's say good night, and we're gonna get on out of here, and we'll do it again next Friday. Say good night, Papa.
Good night, everybody.
This is Redwine saying bonsoir till next Friday. Say good night, Ketel.
Good night.
And we're out.
And one more thing. Don't remember when you go to France and somebody says "Okay, Istan Ima," you say "Ima."
Okay, thank you. And good night.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so.
I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of jazz.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Yabiko, Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night.